Dudes, whenever you want. We're recording. Let's go.
Oh, we are? Okay, cool.
Yeah, man. I gotta get my bloopers.
Hey, what? What?
Oh yeah, now you know how I feel when I try to do it and y'all fuck me up. Okay.
All right. Hey, what up, everyone? Welcome to Pardon the Distraction podcast. I am the Lost Drake. This is Hypermynd and AndyRoop, and we got a special guest this week, and we are super excited to talk about everything. How you guys doing today?
Doing great. How about yourself, man?
Tired.
Doing okay.
Doing well, but tired.
Long weekend.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna be catching up on a lot of sleep this weekend. Just a hunch.
Just a hunch.
Just a hunch.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah. So PAX, we got a lot to talk about.
We do, man. That was a good trip, huh?
Yeah, it was a good trip. Yes. We met a lot of cool people. We ended up getting a lot of things done, and I'm super stoked for one of the new games that are coming out that we got to play while we were there. Well, numerous games, but one of the big companies that were there, we got to check that out multiple times, and that was fun and made some cool connections there too. So yeah, we can talk about a little bit of everything. I know Andy didn't get to go with us this time, but the next one he's probably going to go with us.
You know what I've been doing?
What?
Drinking?
I've been getting slaughtered in all of the shooter games that I've been playing.
Well, that's always fun.
Yeah.
We're quitting
what's your
those.
KD right now? I wanna know.
It's like 0.06 maybe.
That's outstanding.
0.06.
It's
Yeah, look.
terrible.
That's
Wait, what were
Like
you playing?
every day. It
What's
doesn't
that,
matter
like
what.
Diamond?
It was just. Yeah. I mean, I've been
What? Yeah, what rank are you?
Call
in
of
Apex?
Duty, Apex. I
We don't
think
play
I'm,
ranked.
You know, like
Bronze.
Diamond 4, 6. or something
Diamond
like that. I think it's
4,
Diamond.
like,
I think
I'm
I'm Diamond 6.
I'm a
or
predator. Don't even worry about it.
something. Predator 4. I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I fought aliens last week. It was
Bronze 2.
I've been. You know how you have those days or those.
fun. Well, you have good days and you have bad days when you
That
play.
well, this has been a whole week where every time I turn on a freaking shooter game, I am just getting annihilated. I can't
I hate
help
those weeks,
anybody.
dude.
I can't do anything. I can't turn around.
This is true.
Audio's
Just
bad.
spawn in dead.
Shots. Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah.
It's everything. So
All your weapons are gone by the time you land. Yeah.
yes, it's I land on the
Those are the
no
worst.
one's unloading. I land on it. Boom, dead.
I've been
It's even worse
like-
when you stream it too, because like you have like you're playing great offline. We were actually talking about this about stream anxiety the other day, but we were talking about like you play offline and you're crushing it, getting dubs, literally murking people, 15 kills, doing great, and you go live and it's like
As
one
soon as you
kill.
press that button, man, it's just like
it's a curse.
oh, pew, pew, it dead.
yeah, dead.
It's
Like
a
you get
curse.
killed by a pistol that would
bad.
never kill you. It's like why?
Yep,
It's
that's about it.
it's rough.
Yeah.
So
I-
that was my weekend.
Sweet.
Okay.
You know, y'all's weekend was hopefully a little bit better.
It was.
Yeah.
We did a lot of fun things. We got to see Seattle.
Yeah.
How was it? Was it raining? Did it rain?
No.
at all?
No. It
Wow.
rained one time and it was like a light mist and it was for about 4 seconds.
In the middle of the nighttime.
Yeah, in the middle of the nighttime.
Nice.
It was great. The
was very
daytime
nice.
weather was fantastic. We enjoyed
I
it.
knew we were going to be there. We had a sunny disposition. But
It was pouring down rain here on the East Coast. You know, the whole hurricane thing.
Mhm. Yeah.
Coming through.
Which, by the way, everybody be safe out there.
Yes.
Yes. Stay
Hopefully
safe.
everybody's safe. But yeah, it was the aftermath of that for us was a lot of rain, a lot of downpour. So glad that the weather, you know, it's always raining in Seattle. So hopefully that's
Well,
cool that you guys
In all
got to have some
fairness,
good weather in
we
the
needed it.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
people have been waiting for these events to come back for a long time, and
Yeah.
we just needed good
weekend.
weather for
Yeah,
it.
good
We
weekend.
had to have
Yep.
it, and we got it, so that was good.
Yeah, it was very nice. It was really cool. It was refreshing start for me. Obviously, you know, when it's 104 out when I leave, and then I go there and it's super nice when you get off the plane and
It's
you
like
put on a hoodie. And you're
73.
like, oh, cool! It's like my game room. I like this.
That's awesome. I love
Yeah,
hoodie weather.
It was great.
It's my
Yeah,
favorite.
It was nice. Nighttime was perfect. You know, dropping to like the 60s, 50s. So you
Yeah.
got like a nice little hoodie on the nighttime, walking around with jeans. It was good. Daytime max temp was like 74.
Yeah.
In a Speedo.
Yeah, Speedo,
Done.
middle of the street.
Banana hammocks. That's what we call them around here. Banana hammocks.
That's a different convention.
Oh, yeah.
That's a way different convention.
Wait, that wasn't what you guys were doing this weekend? Oh, my bad. All right.
Across the street.
I had my Lost Drake banana hammock this weekend, and the whole time I couldn't help it.
You know,
Giant dragons.
Depends on the show.
Giant dragons. Welcome to the show.
It depended
Anyway.
what booth we were at.
Yeah. Yeah, true. Nobody saw my face. They didn't know it was me,
That's
but they knew the dragon.
Was it the cosplay booth?
Wow. Yeah. It was by Cyber Noodles.
It was Neon Noodles,
Oh, yeah.
which was fun, by the way. But
Yeah, that was cool.
It's you need
Did they
that's
look like-
you got to take your own time with that one. You can't do anything else with it. Like,
neon
Yeah.
noodles.
yeah, we'll
Yeah,
explain.
Neon Noodles.
Edible
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
noodles?
No,
It was
it's
like
game.
a cyberpunk
Cyberpunk
kitchen
Overcooked.
simulator. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
You know, Overcooked,
Yeah, the game.
the kitchen
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
It's like that, but
Or
with
it's what you do
robots.
for dinner every night. Oh man, I'm on a roll today.
Jesus, that's twice already that he's done the little badoo.
Yeah, we need to add that as a button somewhere.
Do you do the cooking, or is that?
I do the cooking. Yeah,
Yeah, I do too.
yeah.
That's three of us.
I'm a cooker.
Yep. Yeah, look.
I like
We're
the
cookers.
grill.
We're cookers. And you know, we'll get into cooking and food here when our guest comes on too, because we definitely got to talk about that too. Because if we
Absolutely.
don't talk about that, you know, everybody in the world needs to know. Everybody in the world needs to know what we had to go through at PAX. It was
Yes.
it was
Everybody
an
needs to know what
adventure.
the
We're going
friendly
to a
giant
nice
eats.
place. We're getting a big burger. We're getting food. We're getting a nice old yard of beverage, and our
Old
special
Plain
guest is coming
Jane.
on. Yeah, old Plain Jane, man. He. But you know what? The bartenders loved him.
They did.
And they called him Old Pink Lemonade. You know, or a 5-year-old giant, whatever you prefer.
I think it was strawberry lemonade,
Whatever. It was one of the two.
or maybe
He has a
raspberry.
sweet tooth.
Maybe it was raspberry.
Was it raspberry?
But we had the same waitress 3 nights in a row, and the one night she just started bringing them. I think I don't even think
Yeah. She didn't
anybody
even care
said
anymore.
anything.
I don't even think she charged.
Were
us
you
anymore.
at different restaurants, or she was just for that?
Well,
one?
well,
No,
we went
same
to
restaurant.
Yard House a couple times, and that was fun.
Okay.
Yeah, that was fun. We went there. That was like our
I
late
very
night
much
wind
liked
down.
that place.
Yeah, it
I
was good.
very much enjoyed it. So,
Yeah, and they had
All
a
right.
taco
Well,
with a cheese crust. It was fantastic.
oh my god, it was like
was so
cheese
good.
like baked into the taco shell.
Ooh,
Oh.
kind of like a keto kind of thing.
Oh, dude. it
Sure,
was
but
so
it
good.
still had the crust inside it, or the
Ooh,
yeah.
shell.
Okay.
It still had the shell inside
And
it.
bacon and avocado, and it
was
was,
a
like
vampire
a
taco.
shredded spicy. What was it? Pork? What was it?
It was
it
pork.
pork or? Yeah. Oh man, it was so good.
They were amazing.
Oh,
They were
so
they were
good.
So good.
So good. It was like we didn't even eat them all. We kept taking them home, and we were like,
Oh wow.
"Oh god, these are so good."
Oh no,
and
I
then
crushed them.
I remember halfway through, Hypermynd was like, "Can I have that?" Because one of them, I was like, "I'm." He's like, "I was gonna
Eat
order
that.
one, but can I have that?" I
Well, he was
"Yes,
like,
yes."
if I keep eating, my belly's gonna get upset. I was like, scoop.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
for me.
pretty much. Yeah, I have a sensitive tummy. Can't help it.
So
Do you
I
drink?
do. I have a sensitive tummy.
it's pretty great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and we'll talk about the Iron Goat too, but that's a whole other thing.
We had fun though. It was nice.
We did have a fun.
Right.
We did have a fun. I can speak properly. I swear.
All right. Well, should we bring the guest in and then we can keep going on PAX?
Let's
Yes.
do it.
Unload
agree.
the details.
Yeah.
All
Yes.
right. Let's go ahead and do that. And I'm gonna shut that door right behind me while this changes, and we will be right back. Sorry, no, I didn't have the
Hilarious.
audio for us.
Oh, that stinks.
Yeah.
Hey,
We're good
Pete,
now.
so we know that we can hear you. You.
Who's
You.
who are you talking about?
Circus.
Oh, hi.
We hear him.
Hello.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're good.
I didn't hear him, so
Oh, we're good to go.
okay.
Okay. So, here we are.
So this is great.
Andy, you
Well,
didn't
here-
get to go to PAX, which sucks, right?
Yes,
Because
it did.
you know, even though you were offered a free trip, but
Wow. Why
yeah,
didn't you go with us?
Everyone turns down free
We're gonna
trip.
guilt trip you forever now. Sorry.
So, we'll just kind of like fill you in on how we
Sure.
experienced PAX from the different perspectives. you know,
Absolutely.
You know, we all come from different backgrounds between myself and Circus and Drake, and we had different goals when we went there, and you know, different objectives that we
Before
wanted
we jump into that,
try to do. Yeah.
should we actually introduce him?
Yeah, I guess we should let everybody know.
Let people know who he actually is. He's just sitting up there lurking in the corner. We might want to let people know.
Go for it.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about
Yeah,
yourself?
why don't you tell us about yourself? Who are you? What makes you tick? How do you like to walk on the beach? What's your favorite inverted shirt?
Well, I'm Circus JDG85. I'm in Arizona with Drake. Got to meet him through some other people. Got hooked up with him. Was fortunate enough to go out to PAX with him after talking to him about it. And other than that, I just like playing a variety of different video games. I'm a teacher by trade, so I do that now that school's back in session. So it's cut into my video game time a little bit, but PAX was great. I was excited for the opportunity and hopefully get to do some more with these guys.
So what first of all, thank you for being a teacher. That's pretty awesome.
Appreciate that.
So what would be your like best game, your favorite game that you've ever played, going back even childhood to now? What's your favorite game?
Oh man.
Or at least a couple games. I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of like, hey, what's your favorite music? You know what I mean?
I mean, Drake's gonna hate this, but I like all the old Grand Theft Autos.
Yes, we have a winner.
But recently,
Hit him out.
Boom.
I quit. I'm out of here.
I also recently really
Look at those
love, like,
jammies.
Yeah, look, I wear jammies on podcasts. Get over it. I'm comfy, man. You guys are my jammies. You leave me alone. Every single look, unlike his wall panels, I wear jammies and I wear different ones every time. Leave me alone. Okay, go ahead. And
Yeah.
Grand Theft
So-
Auto sucks.
Great games
It's
from the
fantastic
very
game.
beginning to now.
Actually, just purchased it again today.
yes.
Oh God.
I did. It's the 5th time I've bought it. I'm so excited.
God. This. All right.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Continue.
But other than that, really, I play a super wide variety of stuff. But more recently, I've been replaying the God of War game, and I actually enjoying the second playthrough more than the first. Like I'm finding more things and stuff like that. So excited for Ragnarok to finally show its face and get out. And then Ghost of Tsushima as well was a very, very excellent game.
One of the best games of all time.
It's cool. I
All time.
All time.
Wow. That's a strong.
It's
Ghost
in my
of
top
Tsush-
5. It
Ghost
really
of-
is in my top 5.
Ghost
That
of
game is
Tsushima.
so amazing.
Those two games I've actually never played. Never played God of War, and I've never played Ghost of.
You need to.
You need
Never
to.
played God of
Can
War
you
either.
not spit in the mic, please, sir? That'd be great.
Andy, I
Ghost
thought you
of
were a big
Tsushima.
PlayStation guy, though.
I was an Uncharted guy. I loved Uncharted. That's the reason why. And then Final Fantasy VII,
Yes.
I had on the PlayStation, but that was the only between that and like Sackboy.
Yeah, and I cannot wait to talk to you about the game that we played when we were there. All of us got to play it. We're going to talk
Ooh.
about that here in a minute, but it's going to be right up your alley. And it actually comes
That's
out
It's in like an hour.
this weekend, so you'll get to play it, which is even
Nice.
cooler.
It comes out in an hour.
Yeah, an hour. Yeah, that's
Oh, wow.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, actually, it's already out. No, you're right. It is an hour.
It's 1 hour.
Can you not talk to me like that?
1 hour.
1 hour.
1 hour from now.
So okay, so starting with Circus, what was one of your biggest takeaways from PAX? Is this is your first convention?
Correct. Yeah. First convention, first video game gathering of pretty much any sort. I just been streaming just over a year now, and along with pretty much majority of the nation when everything shut down.
Yeah.
You were looking for something to do and interact with people, and a friend got me into streaming. So it was definitely, it was fun. I know that compared to other years, just from hearing Drake tell stories about different conventions and other people and stuff, it was a smaller scale this year with the state that the nation's in and things like that. But I don't know. For me, as a up and coming streamer and my first convention and stuff, it made it feel more homey. You were able to actually spend time talking to people without having like 50 people breathing down your neck trying to get to them as well. And just get to experience it without feeling rushed, I guess you could say.
Okay, that's cool. Hipermynd, you're kind of in the same boat with first convention, correct? And
Yep.
your takeaways as well.
This was my first one, and to follow up on his point there, right at the end, yeah, absolutely. It was nice that it wasn't so that you weren't rushed around or bogged down or in huge lines. And I know we were talking about like the one game, the big game that was there had a very controlled line for reasons, like they would cap it and time it, and they would do like release segments or whatever, so people could get in and whatever. But you know, we're kind of like, oh well, you know, back when we had bigger companies that were there, they didn't do that, right? There was just like open free for all, and I was just like, yeah, but could you imagine like with COVID and everything else that we're dealing with right now, if that was the only game there, everyone's going to be in that line. Yeah. All bunched together. So they kind of had to do that to make sure everyone kind of spread out. And honestly, it kind of worked out in the favor of all the other developers because it kind of pushed everybody out to, well, I got to come back later, so I'll go check out other stuff.
Oh,
yeah.
Neat.
Right.
Yeah.
Or I'll go check out what's happening on the Magic the Gathering floor, because they had like a whole floor for Magic and tabletop and some of the other stuff. And it was actually really cool to see. And I mean, I can cut to some video and show like some of the pans of like where they had all the different board games and everything else for sale and everything else. Like it was, they did a good job. It was really neat to see that. I mean, I'd never been, so it was cool to see how they lay things out with merch and games and tabletop and all that kind of stuff was really neat. And of course, I'm like a huge Magic fan, so seeing that is almost like, damn, I really missed out in the past lifetime that I missed not going. I didn't get involved in those things, because those would have probably been really fun when I was, you know, huge into Magic. Because that's a great game. That's got a lot of good lore to it. There's a lot of story there. Mm-hmm. So, but going back to it, like, you know, I'm glad it was a little bit leaner so that we could kind of, it was a good way to like break our it was good.
Yeah. No, I hear you. First time for everything. You know, I get it. Yeah. So Drake, obviously you've been to multiple conventions, and you know, this is your first one kind of with new regulations and safety precautions and things like that. How was this any different? You know, obviously for me and for those that may be listening or watching, I've never been to a convention. You know, how is this any different than some of the past ones that you've been to, comparatively speaking?
I mean, it was definitely different. I've been to multiple. I've been to Comic-Cons. I've been to, I went to San Diego Comic-Con. I went to BlizzCon. I've been to every PAX except the Australia one. But every single one of them, they were all different and all unique. And PAX West is normally the biggest in the States.
Okay.
And it was very weird to see it in the state it was in, because I'm so used to walking in the door and you see Nintendo and Microsoft and you see Square Enix and you see all these giant booths, and like you go down the escalator and it's just like this big panoramic of all these cool like developers that you grew up with. And there was only one. There was Bandai Namco, which was like the big major company that was there. There was other, like vendors, Gunner was there. But it was very, very watered down. It was probably like 1/8 of what it would normally be. And when I say that, that's a strong statement, because there's multiple floors for PAX. Each floor normally had like one section was nothing but panels, one section was nothing but tabletop, like Hipermynd said. But then also as you went up, you would go to the top floor, and then there'd be the open hall, and then it would be divided. One side would be all the major developers, and then the other side would be nothing but indie developers. And then they would have little shops sprinkled in. Mm-hmm. So it was definitely interesting. It was, and and to their credit of both of them being there for the first time, it was one of those things where when you walked in, you did get a lot more hands-on with a lot of the smaller devs because it wasn't so busy. And like having that controlled line, because I'm used to going in and this is actually the first time I have been in a convention since I was with Mixer. So going from Mixer and having that home base, having that booth set up where everybody went, and that's where all the family went, and we would go back there. They'd have beverages for us. We do panels and shoutcasting, and we do all that stuff. And going from that to not really having a home and going there as a Twitch partner because they weren't there as either. There was only one streaming platform that was there, and that was Trovo. And they had their booth, and because they're up and coming, they're trying to build what Mixer and so many other companies have done in the past.
Sure.
So walking in and just seeing that, it was very weird. It was very nostalgic in a weird way too, like walking by moments that I had in my head of like, oh man, I did this with this person. And we ran into some old Mixer partners that have now gone to Facebook Gaming. We ran into some people while we were there. We ended up meeting up with some really good friends of mine as well while we were there. So we still met people, we still saw people. And there was amazing content creators there, but everybody was kind of spread out. It wasn't the same kind of like, hey, I'm home,
Yeah.
And I think also too, like for this being their first convention, it was a great introduction to this because like when you go to bigger conventions like E3, you're waiting in a line an hour and a half before you even get to play a game, especially in the Nintendo booth. And if you're not there at the crack of dawn, walking in there, I mean, you pretty much are waiting 2 hours to play, the newest Legend of Zelda, or you're playing, Metroid or whatever, or, Microsoft. If Microsoft would have been there, it would have been nuts because it would have been Halo. There's no doubt about it. It would have been Halo. They would have been showcasing that, and everybody would have been in that booth, and it would have made it a little bit more valuable to the people that have been there in the past. So right now it's like they're still getting, and it was kind of weird that like Bungie and Microsoft and so many companies, because they have a home base, even Nintendo has a home base in Washington. So for them not to be there, and then them being at Gamescom across the world in Germany a couple weeks ago, it was a little weird. It was a little weird that they didn't do that. But I also heard from numerous people that they pulled out last minute because of safety. They were concerned. They want to make sure that people are safe, which is totally understandable. We want everybody to be safe. But they were so good about it. They gave you wristbands to make sure you had to show your vaccination card or proof that you got tested for COVID before you went in. So everybody got wristbanded, and it was really good to see that kind of protection for everyone there. So it was good. It was really good.
So obviously, again, I kind of look back at a convention or a gaming convention, and all I think about obviously is E3 because that's televised in some form of fashion. You have the different game reveals, you have different obviously the different panels of whether it be EA or Ubisoft, all these big name people. What and anybody can kind of answer, what was there many game developers there? Was there many, hey, I've never seen this before kind of reveal? Or was it just stuff that you've already seen before and you're just kind of like, this is my first interaction with maybe talking with somebody? Kind of dive through that of where, again, I know it's not E3, it's a little, it's a little bit scaled down, but at the same time, that's sort of the idea that probably a lot of people, including me, have of a conference like that. You know what I mean? So what kind of games were there that were new, or maybe it was more indie stuff that was available and things like that?
Well, the big one was, it was Tales of Arise, no question.
Yeah.
That was the Bandai Namco booth. Their entire booth was that title. They had giant like ceiling to floor banners. There were glass cases set up with the merch. There were things that they were giving away.
Really cool chessboard.
They did like a chessboard that was really cool. It's like one of the things you could, I think it was just you could win it. I think they were raffling it.
They were giving away 12 of them that were only at that event, and then once they were given away, that was it.
Right. And then they had the station set up, and they had Xbox and PlayStation, so you could play on either or whatever you were handed, pretty much.
Sure.
And so they had there was one level that you had 20 minutes to play through, and if you beat the boss, then they gave you a keychain, like a special keychain, if you did it.
Yeah.
By the time we actually got to play the game, they had run out.
Yeah.
So they didn't have them anymore.
Did you beat the boss?
I did.
He did. I got a little cocky and I didn't heal my last guy, and so I died with 5 HP left. With like 5 HP on the boss, and he did like one swipe, and it was like 1200 HP damage to everybody, and we all that was it. So, but
and I didn't even get
the
a
game
try
plays
they took all the
amazing.
time.
Oh yeah, that's
wow.
Normal. It's kind of like the podcast where they just talk and then you don't.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, truly. So
have another truly.
That's truly how it is. Do you need to go get one? Do you want me to pause for you?
No, I got it. Was that the only game that was sort of like just highlighted in itself, or was there other games that were like when you were walking on the floor? That's the one that was like, oh, everybody's kind of waiting for this one.
Well, that was the one that had like the big line, right? But oddly, the one that got some of the most attention was a game called Squish, and it's a new Tetris style smash 'em up. Almost like a Smash Brothers mixed with Tetris.
Yeah, it was interesting.
It's really interesting, but it looks really fun. Like I've got some,
the blocks came down,
bootleg
and you would
video.
be fighting each other, and basically you had to knock your opponent underneath the falling blocks as they're dropping.
Mm-hmm.
And you would be battling. You'd have to jump over them, using them as platforming to kind of get around. It was really cool. It was a really interesting, unique game.
But it's 4-player. And so, yeah, and then if you get squished, then you become a block. And then if you, as a block, squish someone else, then you come back.
Yeah.
So it's a really cool mechanic. And anyway, people were like cheering and all sorts of stuff when it was going
cool.
on. It was pretty cool to see that. It was
very competitive. You could tell. It looked like a game that you could play with your community. And that was for Switch and for PC, correct?
Yeah, it was Switch and Steam. Yeah.
Circus, were you able to play that one?
I did not play that one, but
they took all the time, didn't they?
I didn't even get to play it either.
I didn't play it either.
I'm just kidding.
One of my personal favorite games that was there was from an indie developer called Elements, and it's like a co-op kind of Zelda Breath of the Wild type game. But if they pull off what he wants to do, the developer was there. It should be a really, really cool game when they get it all put together.
And that one was voiced by the actual actress that did Zelda in Breath of the Wild, the main character. So it was pretty cool.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's really neat.
And they had dragons, so you know I like it.
Yeah. Drake will buy it if you just throw a dragon.
Yeah, you throw a dragon as long as you got a dragon in it.
Baseball dragon.
You know what?
Grand Theft Auto has a dragon in it.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have a dragon.
Yeah, see, that's why I don't buy it.
Grand Theft Auto does have a dragon.
No, it doesn't.
It's on the wall in the Chinese restaurant.
And that doesn't count. I mean, like an actual dragon. If I can't ride a dragon or fight a dragon or...
It's in there.
No.
Dragon.
You want me to punch the wall? No.
I just want to fight a dragon.
I'm pretty sure there's a dragon in when you trip out on the weed and then you go into like the
bad source. Yeah.
The hallucination.
There's definitely aliens.
Nobody cares.
Oh wow.
They don't. No one cares, Drake. No one buys that game anymore.
It's like Destiny.
So as Circus, you said you've been streaming for a year, and so again, some of these conventions may be overwhelming to somebody that's a smaller streamer, maybe talking to some of these developers and things like that. What was your experience with being able to communicate with a lot of people, maybe some vendors that were there and things like that? What was kind of your take on all of the vendors that were there and all that stuff?
I will fully admit that like the first day and a half, I was definitely a little gun shy, getting my feet wet kind of thing. But these two were Hipermynd and TheLostDrake were great sources of information, and talking to them and bouncing ideas off of them. And obviously, like Drake said, he's been to hundreds of these things. So he was definitely good. And Hipermynd was able to give me some information on how to approach things as well. So By the end of the second day, going into the third day, it was a lot more comfortable going up to some of these developers and getting out your information to them and making contacts and things like that, and making those connections that hopefully grow into something in the future. But that also goes back to the point of it. For me, I think it was easier for me to get out of that shell quicker, being that it was a smaller setting.
Sure.
Gotcha. Yeah, because I mean, obviously, I think a lot of a lot of people are still trying to start their streaming career, or may have been going at it for a little bit. I know for me that would be something, just going up and talking to somebody and going, "Hey, my name is blah, blah blah blah." What I'm sure for a lot of people that is a hard thing to kind of break out.
Well, of course, too. Like Circus and I having pretty small concurrent average viewer, right? Like we're definitely smaller. So you think kind of going into it, like I'm gonna walk up to this booth and try to engage in conversation, and maybe because they're indie developers, they were a little bit more open to conversation. I don't know. It just depends on how it goes.
It's definitely that way though.
Because if you walk into if I were to walk into like Bandai's booth, and you feel like you're just going to be like, well, what are your numbers? Well, this is what they are, and this yeah, okay. Well, give us a shout later type of thing.
Yeah, once you grow a little bit, yeah.
And so
and they try to be so nice about it too. They really do.
But even going to like, if we were going to go into Fluid Gaming's booth, like the PC booth or Gunner or any of those others, it's very intimidating when you're trying to build those connections, because I'm sure they're sitting there thinking, well, this guy's going to come up to me and he's going to try to ask me for stuff that,
Sure.
he probably hasn't really quote unquote earned yet. Right. Like, oh, this guy wants like a sponsorship, right? Like, this is why he's here. But that's not necessarily true. I could be there because I want to help, like, just show your product. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah.
Or as a designer, I could be like, well, what can I do to help you get word out about your product? And I mean, I'm not really there asking for anything in return, but
do you feel like the conversation was easy to talk to some of these vendors? Again, just trying to, somebody that's maybe starting out, coming to a convention, how, obviously, like Drake said, they're super nice about it, I'm sure. And how they approach you and things like that. What's in it, one takeaway or an advice that you would give, say, a small streamer that's maybe not looking to go, hey, will you sponsor me? Will you sponsor me? Anything like that. But, something that's like, hey, let's try to build this relationship. Let's try to, something like that. Drake, you want to take that too?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I just wanted to give everybody an opportunity to talk about it. I mean, it's one of those things where it's, I've been there. I started at the bottom just like everyone else, and grinding through your day-to-day streaming, 5 to 10 hours a day, 7 days a week, sticking to the same schedule, doing the same thing you do when you go home, and then you go to these conventions and you're outside your bubble. You don't know what to say. You don't know what they're looking for, because they could be looking for the next average Joe to push to help their brand get to other average Joes.
Right.
They could be going specifically for a demographic where they're like, we only want big content creators. Don't even waste your time. I've gone into booths with both reactions. I've gone in even at my level, which when I was on Mixer, it was a lot different because I had Microsoft backing me, and it was a much different scenario, and I had way bigger numbers. And then now where I'm at, it's like rebuilding when I'm on Twitch. It's one of those things. A lot of people get scared. They get anxiety going up to these booths, and they shut down. I've seen it with numerous people that I brought to these conventions, and they're like, well, what do I say? What do I do? Should I have this? Should I do that? And I mean, even Circus, before we left, I'm like, hey, make sure you have business cards. That's the number one. Make sure you have business cards.
Yeah.
Make sure that you stand proud. You need to go in there and tell them why they need to support you, not the other way around. Because realistically, at the end of the day, they want to know that you have the confidence to be able to push their product, no matter what it is, whether it's Otterbox or Gunner or, the next and greatest video game. Even if you're an indie dev, like, they want to make social connections with people that they can believe in to push their product. And so me being a bigger streamer, coming in, and having a good time and being used to this and seeing like how Circus and Hypermynd kind of interact. They did a great job. They went around, there was times when they weren't even with me. They went off and did their own thing in booths,
Sure.
kind of chatted, went through and kind of did like this breakaway and just kind of had conversation, came back to me and was like, hey, you really need to check out this game. Nice. And that's really what these conventions are about. It's divide and conquer, kind of go around, talk to people, get to know them. Hey, you really need to talk to LostDrake. Come over here and check this out. Hey, you really need to talk to Hypermynd. He'd be perfect for this project because he's a visual artist. He can help you. So those things, they definitely help. They are huge helps. And I think that the more that people just kind of break out of that bubble of being scared, everything kind of folds in, because you go to these conventions to work. That's what you're there for. You are there to enjoy it as a fan and be there, but it is a business. You are there to grow your brand. If anybody says any otherwise, and they're a content creator, they're lying. I mean, and I'll be strong in statement on that, because you were there to work. You were there to represent yourself as a brand. And then after you do that, then you just have fun and you enjoy it and you get to mingle and play the games. A lot of the time we didn't get to play the games because, you know, we were grinding numbers and talking to people and hanging out and having a good time as I hit my headset on my mic. But, you know, I'm just saying, like, those type of things, that's what it's about. And then this was a smaller one, so it was much more compact, made it easier for people to just go up to the booth. There was no lines. You just walked up and said, hey, what's going on?
So basically what summing up what you're saying is, like, just as a streamer or anybody in that case, don't be afraid to walk up and initiate that conversation. Never be afraid.
Well, just go up. Just make sure that you represent yourself with professionalism. Remember that, you know, you can be that nerd, you can be goofy. Make sure that you have proper hygiene. Make sure that you are going into the booth not you know, we've all been to a convention. We all know. Flunky. Look, we've all got that mouthful of BO every now and again. It happens. People do it. I mean, and you know what? Some people can control it. Some people can't. I get it. But when you're going up as a business, make sure that you're representing yourself the best you can. Make sure you go up, you look presentable, you hand a card, you talk to them, and you talk about your brand, because that's what they want to know. You're pitching yourself. So as long as you do that, what's the worst they can say? No. Yeah. Oh, hey, I'll check you out. You know what I mean? It's like the worst they can say is no. Or they won't even hit you back because they don't want to hurt your feelings. A lot of developers do that. They won't hit you back because they're like, you know what? He's not big enough. But down the road, I'm developing another game. Oh, he's grown since then. Yeah, I still have his card. Boom. I really like this guy. He just wasn't ready for us, you know? And there's nothing wrong with that.
Well, and something that kind of pushed me out of that bubble those first couple of days is something that Drake said to me too, was sure, numbers matter at some point, but the bottom line is, if they can't believe in you and sell you, it doesn't matter what your numbers are.
Right.
You know, so they're looking for a person that they can market, that can help them just as much as they can help you. And as he said, like, sometimes they'll take a shot on somebody, you know?
Yep. Yeah, like, how are you going to sell their stuff if you can't even sell your
own stuff? Right.
Yeah, your own stuff. Exactly. And that's just that's my experience over the last 4 years, because when I first started, I had no idea what to say either. I was in your guys' booths too. I walked in the booth, I'm like, you know, and I have no problem talking. Obviously, you guys know that, but I'm really good at talking. But you know, when you hand a business card, what do you say? What do you do? How do you start this conversation? And I will tell you the easiest way to do it. Hi, my name is TheLostDrake. Hi, my name is Hypermynd. Hi, my name is Circus. Hi, my name is Andy. And start the conversation and see. It's leading questions. Just make sure that you're talking to them like a human being. Don't try to sell this fake, weird celebrity. Like, just be yourself, because they're going to call you by your real name anyway when they email you. They're not going to be like, hey, LostDrake. They're going to be like, hey, you know. So that's the relationship, because it's a business, you know.
And I do think in, you know, in streaming in general, that's, you know, somewhat lost too. I think viewers can see past the you know, the phoniness, if you will. Like, people like the authentic, look, this is me, like it or not. You know what I mean? And your numbers may be lower if you're not this, hey, guy, but if it's hard to keep up. And
hey, look, I'm that guy, but that's just me.
Yeah, but that's just you. Right. Yeah. But and that's what I'm saying. I think that's a perfect advice for, across the board of just, being you and sell you.
Don't be anybody else.
For what it is. 100%.
Don't be anybody else. Don't try to be Tim Tabman. Don't try to be all these other bigger celebrities. Don't try to be Dr. Disrespect. Don't be Ninja. Just be you, because they're not there to watch them. They're there to watch you. And that's streaming advice just across the board. Yeah. Always be you. Who cares what anybody else is doing? Be you as a person, because they're there to tune into you. And that's also goes for sponsors. When they come back to watch your streams, if you are any different than how you were when you pitched yourself, they're going to be like, this guy's disingenuous. I don't want nothing to do with this guy. This guy's fake as hell.
That's not him.
So, yeah, that's not
my tactic was that I was play the game.
Excited about.
That was my strategy. I would go and I'd play the game, and then they are destined to ask you questions, right? Because they're there to get feedback.
Yep.
So that was the icebreaker for me. That was like the easy way. And instead of just doing like the awkward, like, hey, this is, I'm Hypermynd. I'm here to talk to you about, possible sponsorship or whatever the case may be, or why ever I was there. But if I'm talking to them, I'm just giving them like honest feedback about their work, because then you're talking about something that they're passionate about. You get their attention. And then if you're passionate about the way you speak about it, and then it kind of opens up the avenue, and just be like, hey, by the way, we run a podcast. We'd love to showcase the game on the podcast. Let me know.
Yeah.
And so that was the easy in for me.
By the way, Drake, listen to those words that you just said. Let people be who they want to be, and back off my food.
No, look. All right. That's a perfect segue to talk about this guy's food.
Because I think that's what he was trying to do.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, he was trying to open it up, but I'm just saying, there's no opening up a well done burger with a bun. All right.
Wait, a well done burger
with nothing on it.
There's ketchup on it.
Me.
Bread and burger.
No, well done. Ketchup. It's like literally like it looks like it came off the orbit of the sun. It's black and charred.
It's like a hockey puck with ketchup.
Yes,
basically.
Yes, that's all he eats. And then not only that,
he ate that at every restaurant.
Chicken fingers,
He ate that at every restaurant we went to.
Every restaurant.
He ordered a burger
and
plain,
pink lemonade.
Well done ketchup, and whatever lemonade they had on tap.
On tap. Yeah, that was it. That's all he ate.
Wait, what kind of lemonade was it? Strawberry.
Oh yeah, that's right. He does always get strawberry. I should know that.
Pink lemonade. Strawberry's a little bit better.
Was it strawberry lemonade at Yard House, or was that raspberry?
Strawberry. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
He has standards.
Is that just a go-to? Do you drink that at your house? Is it just strawberry lemonade?
If I have it, like if I buy it from the store or something, but I just love lemonade.
Okay.
Like tell them your daily regimen of food, like what you eat on a day to day. Like what is your morning breakfast?
What fuels your lunch
the giant? And your dinner food? Yeah, what fuels the giant?
Fuels
we want to know.
Giant.
You're the 5-year-old giant. I want to know.
I always tell people that I eat from the 3 basic food groups of canned, frozen, and takeout.
Okay.
Canned, frozen.
Wait, what kind of canned stuff do you eat?
What are you eating out of a can?
Like soup or like corn or things like that,
Soup and corn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You kill me.
Soup and corn.
I hate it so much.
Canned corn. Staple diet.
Yeah.
That's how you get really big,
so wait,
guys.
What do you eat for breakfast?
Okay, what do you eat?
I usually don't, but if I do, I like the way to school. I'll pick up a donut.
What kind?
Apple fritter.
Okay, all right. I can get behind that.
All right, lunch. What do you eat for lunch?
Okay.
At school, probably either I'll make some turkey sandwiches or go and get some fast food or something.
What's on your turkey sandwich?
Yeah, it's just turkey?
Bread and turkey.
Oh. You don't put mayo or mustard or lettuce, cheese? Pickles, nothing?
No cheese.
No cheese.
No.
Oh yeah, he hates cheese, by the way. Hates it.
What?
Hates cheese.
Hates
Well,
cheese.
I'll eat it on pizza and matzo sticks. That's about it.
He'll eat it on matzo sticks, not in it.
Whatever. You know
Yeah,
what
he
I
did
mean.
try to steal my mozzarella sticks the whole time. Yeah, on matzo sticks.
You
Like he wants
remember?
cheese on
Can I get some
Drake,
sticks
you
with
remember the
mozzarella
ones you
on it?
got? Drake, you remember you got those mozzarella sticks that weren't even done?
Yeah, oh man,
At
that
the
was
thing,
so
they were
bad.
like still
I've
cute.
been into it.
Insane.
That is like the worst. All right, look, this
It's almost
is
like
one of my
wet
pet
cold
peeves.
chicken nuggets.
Dude, it is my biggest pet peeve. How do you not know when a mozzarella stick is done? All you do is you put it in the deep fryer, you drop it, and you'll start to see the cheese come out the outside. That's how you know it's done. It starts to pop. It starts to boil on the outside. They pull it out. He puts it down. I bit into it, and it was just
It was like a
cheese stick.
like a cheese stick
Mozzarella
from the fridge.
stick.
inside of it and cold
like
breading.
string cheese. With
Yes,
Dude, it was so
exactly.
bad. It was so bad. I'm like, what is this? And I'm like, dude, can we get like a new one? God, it was so bad. But that was when we went to that
GameWorks.
arcade GameWorks.
That was
That food
GameWorks.
was horrible. It was
That was-
actually horrible. The
It
pretzel was good.
terrible.
The pretzel
food
was
bad.
It was good.
The pretzel was good. But then we ended up going on a pretzel kick all weekend. And we're like, let's get the pretzel.
We
Let's
did.
get the pretzel.
We crushed
beer
the ones
cheese.
at Yard House. They were
Oh,
good.
God, beer cheese.
But he won't eat the beer cheese with it
doesn't
either.
eat
He
the
just
beer
eats the
cheese.
pretzel.
He just
I
ate
know,
the pretzel.
man. I know. It hurts my soul. It hurts my soul.
There's like a whole cup of beer cheese. I was seriously looking at it, trying to figure out how I was going to be able to not waste this and eat it. Even if it went on my food and didn't make sense, I was like, I can't waste this beer cheese.
I have pasta, but you know what? I'm going to sprinkle this beer cheese. on it.
I
So
did.
what was in Seattle? What was the restaurant that was like, this is good food? Like
Yard
Well, the
House.
last day we went to that faux place. It was like in the
We
basement.
did. That was
wasn't
good.
too bad. That was pretty
That
good.
wasn't the
We went-
go-to though.
did
That
they
was-
sell
It wasn't the
cheeseburger?
go-to, yeah. But we were at Yard House pretty
Yard
much.
House crushed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yard House is great.
I had those tacos. They had the vampire tacos,
Yeah.
which was we were kind of mentioning it before that it's like the shell and then they crusted cheese on the outside of it,
Oh,
and it was
so
like
good.
pork carnitas with like smashed avocado and bacon.
Oh, it was so good.
Oh
It
my
was
god,
so
they
good.
were amazing.
And you said the pizza was pretty good too.
The pizza was good there. Oddly, that was like I didn't have a whole lot of faith in it, but I should have, and it was really good. And then I had a salad there that was really good too.
Yeah.
So
Salad was good.
Are you just you don't like these other types of foods, or do you just do not try them? Like,
Look,
Okay, now let's.
before he even answers this, I'm
Hold
going
on.
to say this. Every time I see him, I force him to try something new. I go out of I kind of treat him like my
Sure.
daughter sometimes. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
all right,
you
look,
have
you
to,
have to try this.
Everything you
You don't
tried,
try
he
it,
loves.
you're never going to know you don't like it. Like I literally have this conversation with him every time I meet him or see him. I'm like, all right, Circus, we're going to try this today. It'll be fine. It won't attack you. It'll be okay. And he just laughs at me. He's like, I don't want it. I'm like, no, you need to try it. Just try it for me. What did we get you to try that you liked?
He had the plain bacon.
That strawberry acai refresher at Starbucks.
Yep.
that's a drink, though.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
That's how bad it is.
Guy, he
wouldn't
just drinks
even try it.
lemonade. He just drinks lemonade.
It wasn't
Everything's
lemonade.
just-
It was a bun.
but it just doesn't say lemonade.
He
Yeah.
tried.
But now he likes it, and now he knows he can get it. So I just broadened his horizons a little bit.
All right, so how do you
He had the
how do you
plain
all say
bagel.
it? Acai?
That's true. He did have.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Acai.
How Is that how you guys say it? Because I say things differently all the time.
Look, two people.
I
They
know.
say it two ways. They say acai or they say acai.
Which is it?
It's acai.
All right, I'm down with that because that's how I,
I
say
feel
it.
like we need legit verification from somewhere. I don't
Oh,
think-
just ask Drake. He's a chef.
Oh yeah, he is.
Yeah, it's acai.
Acai. Should you say it with an accent?
I mean, I think it's from South America.
Fair
Oh.
enough.
So I'm assuming it would have some kind of
acai.
Yeah.
Acai.
It almost sounds like you're speaking like in an anime. Acai.
Yeah.
Acai.
It does actually.
Wow,
That's
that was
actually really good.
really good,
That
man.
was really good.
You should do some VOs for.
I know. I should do some
Anime, that'd be
voiceovers or
pretty
something.
good.
Wow.
That was impressive.
I picture
I
this
like it.
old man, kind of like
Yeah, like an
yeah.
old man with a beard that like flails it to
like
the
a
side.
rat from Teenage Mutant-
Naruto-san, it's an acai. You know.
And with just a little bit extra inflection, he turns into a Russian. So
Yeah, it's true.
a little
I
bit.
do voices, man. I can't help it. I love it.
machine.
It's pretty fun.
It's like
actually.
milk and butter.
It's like milk.
I say.
Silly moose boiling squirrel.
Oh God.
What?
He did
Alright,
try the
so-
Snapple apple. You like that?
Oh, yeah,
that's
Snapple
true.
apple. We got you to try Snapple apple.
Snapple apple. And
Andy, you know what a Snapple apple is, right?
I know what a Snapple is, and I know what an apple is.
Have you never had Snapple apple either?
I had never heard of it.
You know what? Actually,
It's
I
like-
went looking
it's so
for it.
good.
I couldn't find it.
It's so good, dude. It's
Is it
like
not-
their signature, man. It's like their
Apple?
signature. It's Snapple's signature flavor.
It's like
Snapple apple.
Snapple's
Oh,
apple
sure.
juice.
Yeah, it's like apple juice.
Yeah, but it's like a very crisp apple
different,
drink.
It's
Kiwi
crisp.
strawberry is the best Snapple.
Which one?
Kiwi strawberry.
Kiwi strawberry is pretty good.
They have
Snapple
that
apple's
here.
better.
Yeah.
There's not very many Snapples around here.
No.
You don't
We'll get
find them
snapping.
much.
Get snapping.
Oh God, that's
That happened. That's 3 dad jokes in one podcast. I love it. I'm working my way up to circus up here.
Yeah, I know
You'll never pass me though, Drake.
I know.
So speaking
Yes,
of
good one.
drinks, I had something on Friday.
Truly?
Never had before. It was an alcoholic beverage.
Truly?
It's called a Mad Dog 2020.
What?
Okay.
Old school.
Yeah. It's
That's
like
a 40.
it's like $4. And
Oh, God,
it
he
is
bought like gas station booze?
15%. And it tastes like grape juice.
Really?
So yeah.
It's called Mad Dog 4040.
2020.
And it tastes like
2020.
Well, whatever. 2020.
Yeah.
And it tastes like grape juice.
Yeah. So go to the
You know, I'm
your
a
local-
bartender. I've never heard of this.
Oh no.
Drake,
It's
go to a
not
gas
up there.
station.
Yeah. It's gas
Go,
station.
go to the
up
top
there.
shelf. Get yourself a 40.
Top shelf booze.
It's
At the
a
gas
40.
station.
It's
It's
a
a cream of
40
the
ounce.
crop.
So wait,
Top station booze.
why did you have this?
Because someone brought it to the place that I was having a meeting at, and they were like, "Hey, you got to try this." And I was like,
What kind of
What?
meetings are you having? We're in a back alley.
"Don't
by
worry
the-
about where
the
I was
Circle
having a
K?
meeting, all right?"
Like, what is happening right now?
Listen.
So picture
But I wanna know
yourself
what the
back in
meeting was for.
college and tape it to your hands.
Yeah.
Nice.
Edward 40 hands.
Edward
Heck
40
yeah.
hands. Yeah. Good game.
Yeah. So seriously, go to the gas station, everybody that's over 21, and buy you're not going to spend but like $3 on it. And it's Mad Dog 2020 or MD
You get
20.
40 ounces.
And it tastes like grape juice.
They call it the bum alcohol or
I
the
tell
bum
you what.
wine or something like that.
Tomorrow on stream.
We saw plenty of those in Seattle.
You
We
and I
don't
will
need
have
any more
one.
of that.
Whew.
Hey,
We saw a bum shoot off
that?
a Roman candle in Seattle, by the way. Can we talk about
we
that?
did. It was very
Out
random.
of this bum? Is that what you said?
No,
Yeah.
a bum had
Oh.
Shoot off a Roman candle
Like
in the
a
middle of
homeless
broad
man.
daylight.
In the middle of the street.
Why not? I mean, who doesn't do that?
I don't
I mean,
know.
he did have trickle pee down his pants, so you know he was living his life.
He did.
Yeah.
Tomorrow,
Hashtag blessed.
tomorrow, Andy,
Yeah.
for on stream, you and I will each have a Mad Dog.
Dude, it is 18%.
Good.
That thing is very,
18?
yes. It is very loud.
It's very
I don't
loud.
think that's legal. What is that?
It's
You sure it didn't have a 1.8% and you just thought it was 18?
It's got to
Too
be
many
cold.
Mad Dogs. I had
It
to just-
really does taste like grape juice, but you'll probably be pooping blood after you drink the whole
That
thing.
sounds very intriguing.
Yeah.
Why?
Speaking of pooping blood, the Iron Goat.
Oh God.
See, these segues are just on point.
I know they are on point today.
So we're in the airport.
uh,
We had hours to kill because, you know, we had to get there early, and luckily Drake was actually able to bump up his flight. Otherwise, he would have been
Yeah,
there for like 10 hours after I
10
left.
hours. That would have been miserable.
That would have been horrible. So he, so we were sitting down. What was the name of that place anyway? It was just like some barbecue shop in the
Yeah, some barbecue place.
in the airport in Seattle, and so we weren't really gonna eat, but we sat down, we had a beer, and then we're kind of like, probably need to eat something. So we looked through the menu, and they have a hot dog.
Oh, okay.
It's called the Iron Goat.
Nice. That sounds good.
So it's a quarter-pound hot dog
Wow, that's a lot of hot dogs.
smothered in brisket chili
Yep.
and then
Pretty
cheddar
meaty.
cheese.
Cheddar
Okay.
cheese.
It's not terrible.
No,
I've had chili cheese dogs before.
it was delicious.
It was delicious.
It's brisket chili.
I also probably wouldn't have done that before I got on an airplane.
Then we had to get
Yeah.
on an airplane.
Yeah,
We messed up.
Yep.
We messed up. we
So-
messed up bad.
I was fortunate enough. Drake was awake for his flight. 'Cause
Yeah.
it was still early for him. Mine was
Yeah.
late. Mine was.
Yeah,
I left at 12:30 in the morning, so I pretty much slept.
Red eye. Yeah.
But even then, I made sure I passed out by going to Qdoba and getting a full burrito and eating that before I went on the plane. So then that way I would just be so full that I just passed out.
Even that, man, a burrito's kind of hit or miss too. You never know.
I was lucky. I lucked out.
Yeah.
I put a burrito down on top of the Iron Goat. It was dangerous.
It was probably what wrapped it in
the
your
next
innards.
day was not great.
Yeah. I didn't even make it
It's
to
not
next day.
great.
I got off the plane and got my suitcase and I was kind of doing like the poop walk a little bit. I'm not going to lie. Like I had my butt arched out and I was kind of like walking super fast to the baggage claim.
Or
like
like
trying
your knees are moving.
Yeah, oh dude, like my knees
Just
were in
your
front of
shins
my
are
body.
kicking
I was
forward?
like leaning back, like arching. You just saw the legs, dude. And I was like,
It's got the pinch.
I messaged my wife and I'm like, all right, my phone's about ready to die. I need to go now. And she's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, I got to go to the bathroom. She's like, why? I'm like, the Iron Goat has hit. I need to go. We got home and I'm like, I set down my suitcase and I was in the bathroom and I felt like I fell asleep on the toilet at one point because it was just so exhausting. It was painful. Don't ever do it. That, and you're telling me to drink the Mad Goat 2020 or whatever the hell it's called. I don't want that. And you said
Mad
bleeding
Dog.
blood? No, don't want that.
That sounds horrible too.
No one makes me bleed my own blood.
Nobody makes me
I have
bleed
changed
my
my
own
mind
blood.
about this whole thing.
Yeah, you see, look, you messed up. Don't agree to things before you think them through.
That's true.
Otherwise,
It was fine. I had a glass. That was it.
a glass.
Oh.
What do you mean? It's an.
You had one
What
glass.
do you mean a glass?
A Mad Dog.
You
got
actually poured
classy
this
and
into
poured
a
it.
glass?
You
I
poured it
did.
into a fancy glass. Make yourself
poured it
feel
into
better
a
about it.
martini glass, put it like a strawberry on the rim.
You never know.
That was
No
it,
one
huh?
knows. No one knows what you're drinking.
Was that
That's
it?
falsely.
Was that what you were drinking just now?
No, it looks like syrupy red stuff.
Oh, like
It's
Welch's?
Syrupy red stuff.
It's actually pretty good.
Does it
I'm not
look
gonna
like
lie.
Welch's
not
grape juice?
selling this at all. Don't ever talk to developers like this.
We're
Otherwise, you are never going to get a sponsor.
We're never gonna get
What not
sponsored
to
by
do.
Mad Dog
By
2020,
anything. Part of the
man.
distraction is never getting any sponsors ever.
Except Mad
yeah,
Dog.
you should
Especially
follow
that
us. We
Mad
got
Dog.
bloody
It'll make
red
you bleed.
stuff. bleed blood.
Maybe it
Bleed,
won't
bleed.
bring you-
Oh, you know what?
It
That
did
actually
for me.
reminded me of when they're at port when we're sitting there, the bleep bloop bleep bloop. Yeah, but that's
Oh,
older.
yeah,
But
yeah.
we were crying, laughing. That was so
Oh
funny.
my
That's an
God.
inside joke, but it was funny.
Yeah,
We had a good time.
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys had a good time. I
Yeah.
had I had a little bit of
Hype,
FOMO.
hype, hype.
I'm glad that you guys were.
Bye.
Because see, the rest of this fucking podcast will be just them making inside jokes that I don't get.
Yeah. You guys don't even get to
You're
look.
like,
Just sit there and laugh.
It's fun. But we can make them a circus too.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
You weren't there.
True. Yep.
Could have
You
been.
would have been there if you would have accepted that free trip.
Yeah, free trip. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. It would have definitely made the hotel split a lot better.
It's a lot easier. I can tell you that. It would have been a lot easier.
I snore, so y'all wouldn't have. I would.
That's all right. Hypermynd snored too one night, and I was
Because it was freezing in the room.
I woke up very cranky that morning. They're like, "We gotta go." And I'm like, "You freaking snored! You were making noise." We got this. Oh, we got the note under the door too from our neighbors because I was a little loud, and we got a very angry cat under our door in
Or
a different
happy
language.
cat.
Yeah, she.
Oh yeah, you don't want to do that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it wasn't very
Yeah,
good.
it was not good.
I snore very loudly. I don't like. I will pay for the extra room just because it's not fair for the people that are rooming with me.
I think even on the paper it said like not in this universe, and I think it said something along the lines of like don't be
God.
a kitty. It was pretty bad.
Don't be a
I don't
kid.
know. Yeah, don't be
Yeah.
a kitty.
But
And it
another
had a
word.
cat that was very muscular, and it had genitalia, and it was not nice.
I
It was-
mean, I could be taken a couple different ways.
It was a
Yeah,
very
true.
aggressive.
They might have been hitting on us. I don't know what's happening.
I mean, maybe
I want to go home. I don't like PAX anymore.
I don't like it here.
I don't like it here. I get weird notes under my door. Book my flight early.
It was fun. It was a good trip. Nonetheless, we had a good time with it.
Yeah.
Was there
it was
anything
fun
you
getting
guys
to meet
like,
these guys in person too.
Was there anything that you guys wish that was there that wasn't there, or kind of like, I'm not saying naming any names, but like kind of a letdown of
Xbox.
Microsoft Bungie.
Yeah.
I'm sad that they weren't there because I would have loved to have seen stuff about the Witch Queen and then also playing Halo there on the floor. It would have been a cool experience for both of them. You know, that's kind of the part that that's the only part that really upset me about it, is that they didn't get to experience the PAX that I knew.
Sure.
Because if they would have got to experience that, it would have been like, oh my God, I want to go to every single one of these guaranteed without any question. Where like this one was kind of like, all right, cool. It was cool, but you know, it wasn't the greatest thing I've ever been at. You know, it wasn't Disneyland. You know what I mean? But we have big events coming up. Like if you honestly think about it, we're going to have all these. We have PAX South, PAX East. By then, that's 6-7 months down the road. Things are going to change. Things are going to get better, hopefully, in the world. And then we have E3 in June of next year, and they are opening that to the public. They've already confirmed it. So that is a huge one for all of us, because that is an experience in itself. That makes PAX look like kindergarten. It's and that's like the senior level. Like it's so insane. The booths are so elaborate and beautiful, and like they have giant sculptures of dragons and Mario and freaking. I mean, literally they did. They had it for Monster. When I went there last time, though, they had a giant ice dragon for Monster Hunter, and it was life size. I could ride the thing. It was so big. It was huge.
Oh God.
That's what
Yeah, don't you say that's what she said. I knew you were gonna go there. Like happily married. Okay, that's all I'll say.
Yeah, no. I mean,
Unless a dragon comes along.
That's on his list. That's the only thing on his list.
Yeah.
It's just dragon.
His gimme list. It's one dragon.
Yeah.
That's his hall pass.
His hall pass is just a dragon. Babe, listen, I met.
Well, I was so sorry, Nate. I met this attractive dragon at a convention.
Sorry, there was a Shenron statue and we got carried away.
Shrek thing going on.
I had the biggest dragon balls.
One we called a Dragon Ball Z.
Z.
Granted all my wishes.
Wow,
that just happened.
it did actually.
Okay, cool.
And
Sweet.
the spiral down.
That's how it goes.
Yeah.
That's how we do things, man.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
It's usually a
Welcome to the
long
podcast.
spiral downward.
If it's not a spiral, it's just a straight line. I don't know.
Could be
I-
crooked.
Yeah, well,
Put that on a t-shirt.
yeah.
if not, it's spiral.
Because
Straight line.
today we are gathered here.
Marriage.
It's
Marriage.
a circle.
is what
Marriage
brings
is what
us
brings us
together today. Love, true love. Great movie.
And we just lost Andy. He went on the whole skit. He's gone.
Whole thing. I
The
had
whole
he's
thing. He's
done.
just going to reenact. Next podcast.
just voiceovers of the Princess Bride.
The whole thing.
You have to switch. You have to switch clothing for each character that you do.
Wouldn't that be
Oh,
funny?
that'd be amazing.
We
That
all
would actually
do
like a read.
like a table reading, and we all each
Oh,
have
that'd be fun.
Today we are gathered here to celebrate marriage.
That'd be great.
Marriage is what brings us together.
You remember when Michael did it on The Office?
Oh yeah, that was
Oh
awesome.
my God. For the longest time, I just
Should
thought that's where it came from.
I've never seen The Office.
Oh,
Oh,
so we're
you
gonna
look, permabanned from this podcast. All right, you got to add pickles to your burgers, and you.
I watched like the first 3 episodes and it was not that funny.
wow.
let it breathe, man. It's
gotta
like
let it breathe, man.
like a
It's fine wine.
You're like my wife when she watches show. She's like, I didn't like the first episode, so
Yeah, I gave it 3.
come on, watch it. No.
I
She
gave it
watches the
3.
credits.
And then here's what happens. Then you come back like 3 years later and you watch it. You're like, why didn't I watch this? I'm like,
Yep,
yeah, that's the truth.
anybody who's married
it's
knows.
true. I did that with Sopranos.
Or the other big one too. They'll fall asleep within the first 5 minutes. Of the
Yeah.
Well, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's a
My
definitely.
wife will do that all the fucking time.
That's probably more me now that I think about it. I'm probably the one that falls asleep.
You did. When we were in the hotel, we
with his hand in the popcorn.
There was one moment where he did fall asleep talking to me on his cell phone, and his cell phone just dropped. And I was like, "Are you okay?" And he
I was
just
out.
He was gone.
I was done.
Done.
Hey man, I was
filming my feet.
It was like 3 hours ahead for me. The one time it was like
true. You were on a 3-hour difference. It was the same time for me, so nothing changed.
It was like 4 a.m.
Times though that we've been playing video games late at night, and
he's getting sleepy.
No, we've all done it. Like, I mean,
we've fallen asleep before.
Where we just
on stream?
No, it wasn't on stream.
Oh god,
this was like before streaming.
Yeah, this is like Call of Duty Ghosts.
Now here's the real question.
This is like way back when.
Speaking of sleep, I slept 5 hours today total, but Tales of Arise comes out in 6 minutes.
It does.
I like kind of want to stream now because it's coming out and I'm like really excited about it. By the way, if you guys, this game was amazing. It was
phenomenal. It really was. And I don't,
if you like RPGs, you're gonna love this game. Andy, this is right up your alley.
You didn't get a chance to play it, did you? Circus.
Ooh. Yeah, I got to play it. I just didn't get to the boss.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
I actually played it better than both of them because they were both saying how good my combos were.
Yeah. They were legit.
And then we went back the final day and we went in the booth and we were we actually went back and I beat the boss, and the boss is crazy, dude. It was nuts.
It was pretty sweet.
And
it was the level 26.
Well, you can also play each individual character. You could actually play each one. You know how it made you only select one? We found out how to switch, and you could actually beat each individual character and actually take control of them. So it was pretty cool.
So you have 6 players. You have 6 characters that you control at one time.
Yeah.
Right? So you pick your main character.
7 if you count the main one. Because there's the 4 on the D-pad and then 2 extra ones.
Oh, that's right. Because well, no, isn't your character on the...
No.
I thought he was. Oh.
Once you switch, I think it switches to that triangle that you select. But
got it. Well, either way,
I wish I could play game.
You've got all these characters, and at any given point, as soon as their special's ready, you can trigger it, and they'll come flying in and do their combo.
Oh, that's cool.
In the middle of the fight, right? So you have control of all of this. So it had a little touch of Dragon Age in there, that you could use multiple people.
Well, and
but they have so many.
The thing that blew me away was how good like the monsters and the scenery looked. Like,
it all looked really good.
Just in their art style that they had.
It looked like a straight anime show.
Yeah.
Like it was clean. Like the all the lines and everything within the artwork was just clean. And so it made, especially at that frame rate and the high resolution, it just made it so clean to play. And the visuals, the effects and everything else that's going on within battle and everything else, just clean.
I ended up getting the Ultimate Edition too with all the DLC and everything. So nice. I'm definitely planning on playing it, but it'll be cool to like go through that and show you, Andy, too, if you want to look at it before you end up picking it up. But I think that's a game that like we could all really play and go back and make like a review video on it, because it's a lot of it. It's out in 4 minutes.
I don't know if it has co-op.
I don't know if it does.
Coming from GameFly.
Yeah, well, that's nice.
It would be sweet if it did, because it has so many characters in it that
yeah, it would be really neat.
So, but it's a lot of fun. The combat's fast. It doesn't make you sit around for very long. Like there's a lot of opportunity to fight. It's got that old play style of Final Fantasy, like you're running around and then you're in a fight type of thing.
Did you ever play any of the Tales games, like any Tales of Vesperia or any of those games?
I didn't.
Like Sonic and Tales?
No, like the Tales series. It's like they had a lot of them, and this is actually the newest. It's literally like Tales of blah blah or Tales of blah blah. There was multiple. There was like 5 or 6 of them, and I played every single one of them. They had like Tales of Grandia. Like there's multiple versions of them, but all of those games, I mean, they've been coming out since PlayStation 1.
Okay.
So, but the Tales series, like they're awesome, and the directors are fantastic, and the stories are always really compelling. The character development is awesome. So,
But
but this is the first one with like next gen graphics. Like most of them have been like on PlayStation 2 and 3. They had one come out, a remake for Xbox and PlayStation 2 years ago, and it was like a remake of Vesperia, and it was awesome. It was fantastic. But it wasn't even a remake. It was a remaster. You know. But this is the first new game that they've had in a very long time, so it's awesome. It looks really good, and the stories look awesome. The characters, the monsters are really cool, like really neat.
They're really cool.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna play it, and if you want to check it out, Andy, you check it out there too.
That's cool.
It
Big
does look
story.
really nice.
Big story. I mean, I know it's not out yet, but did they say that there was going to be like a big campaign? Like as far as, I mean.
Oh yeah. I actually talked to Steven at the booth. He was like the marketing director for the game, and that's who we started our connection with Bandai Namco when we were there. He was telling me that because I talked to him twice. I talked to him the first day, and then the second day he was there briefly, and I kind of just chatted with him. And he said the campaign is anywhere from 40 to 60 hours.
Oh,
and it can be more depending on how many like side quests you do and stuff. But it's got cooking, it's got farming, it's got all that stuff, like typical Final Fantasy type stuff. But it's it's a different.
Does it have chocobos?
It does. Believe has mounts, but not chocobos. I know I want a real life chocobo too.
All right.
There was a really good cosplayer that was a chocobo knight. It was really cool.
Was there a lot of cosplayers at PAX?
There was some. There wasn't tons.
Nothing like elaborate. There was a Cloud and a Sephiroth that was pretty dope.
Yeah, the Cloud was good.
Really cool.
There was a really good Dragon Ball.
Really good.
What's
Goku.
his name? Goku.
Yeah, Goku. Yeah, he was Ultra Instinct. He was really cool. And there was a lot of Links, but they were like little kids, and a lot of children playing Link.
Yep.
And yeah, there was a Zelda. I mean, there was like a lot of anime characters. Like they had, there was quite a few anime, but they were like mild. They weren't anything really elaborate and fancy that you'd normally see at PAX.
What is the one from Gears of War was good.
Oh yeah, that one.
We saw that one on the street.
Well,
that was the street. Yeah, full on.
The portal gunner guy too.
Oh yeah, that guy was good too. Yeah.
Like the portal, the game portal?
Yeah.
What's his name? Hammond?
It was Half-Life. He had the Half-Life costume, but he had the portal gun. It was really cool.
What convention that you've been to that, I guess, besides Comic-Con?
San Diego Comic-Con, hands down.
Hold on. That has the most cosplay besides Comic-Con. That's kind of unfair.
Dragon Con, which is actually by you guys. Dragon Con is probably one of the coolest events I've ever been to. That was awesome. Lots of cosplay, but that's kind of like it's, and obviously it's dragons. So
Dragon.
You like dragons too, don't you?
Yeah, I do like dragons. I do. But no,
you should come. You should come to.
I should actually come to the next Dragon Con, but it just
they have dragons there.
They just passed. But Dragon Con is really cool too because it's like an anime / comic book convention. So a lot of nerdy people like us going there enjoying ourselves. So
it's fun.
Have you ever cosplay?
Yeah,
Drake.
I have a full Deadpool outfit, and I get into full character and I mess with people.
And in the spandex.
Yep, spandex all damn day.
Do you break the fourth wall?
I do.
That's right.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Oh Jesus.
No, I have actually done Cloud. I shaved my beard, everything, did the hair, did the whole thing, had the full Cloud outfit because I actually have like 7 Buster Swords.
You had a wig.
This was a while ago when I was still in really good shape, so it was much different. But I had the outfit, and long story short, I don't have that outfit anymore because it was in a box when I had a bunch of stuff stolen from my house. So that sucked, but I still have all the swords. But I've done Cloud. I've done some anime stuff. I did Star-Lord. I have the jacket and the full helmet, which the helmet I actually have it right here. Yes, you're going to see my jammies again.
Look at those.
Yeah, my jams, man. But look, I have my full on Star-Lord.
Does it, when you go toot toot, does it go away?
So I have, no, I wish, but no, it actually,
Do you
Actually,
wear, do you, do you
Actually,
still
lights
wear
up
the
too with LEDs
you
too.
still wear the
Oh, that's
backwards
fun.
red hat when you wear that?
What? No.
You still wear
I
the
have a
backwards
wig.
red hat?
I have a wig because I shave my head.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Calm down, mullet.
Hey, just because he wants to be Fred Durst.
Just jealous, man.
It was like Fred Durst.
Oh my god, I can't unsee it.
No, there's
Oh my God.
there's a whole TikTok about it, and we even tagged Fred Durst in it. But yes, I had a shirt on, and they were like,
It's like
we
this
actually had
oversized white shirt.
Did it all for the
Yeah. It was pretty
Yep.
great.
We were rolling.
And we kept on rolling.
Yep. You know what though? If I have a mystical beard like him, his beard was huge. Like he's on TikTok, his beard's like this big, and it's just white. I hope I
Whose
have.
isn't now? You know.
Yeah, no, white beard's just
so sad.
It's so sad. What?
No, it's sad that his beard's white now.
Yeah.
Why?
Speaking of old '90s people, did y'all see freaking Blue's Clues guy?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've been seeing that. What happened with him? What's going on with that?
So he like came out and was like, "Hey, you remember how I just left the show? Like, I went to college, kind of, and I'm sorry about that, guys. We're still friends, though, right? Like, that's pretty
What?
much
That was
the
it?
That's a real thing that happened.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then he said he's proud of all of us.
Yeah. It's
Well, thank goodness.
You know the world's bad when the original Blue's Clues guy has to come out and be like, "Listen, guys, y'all are doing a great job."
I saw somebody say he hasn't been around since we've been like overseas in the war, and now that the war is over, he's come back. So what kind of special operations was he running?
SEAL Team 6. He's the leader of SEAL Team 6.
It's SEAL Team
Oh, wow.
Blue. Okay, see what I did there? Drink another Mad Dog.
All right.
All right.
Andy,
Is that it? Andy?
we gotta tie this off. So what
Enough.
what you got going on this week?
More babies.
This week, I'm staying away from dying a lot from first-person shooters.
Sweet.
So
Okay.
I'm gonna put those on the shelf for a little while and try some new things. Not 100% sure, but yeah, gonna dive into some old school GTA. I think get
I'm
back
talking
into
about.
the online scene, things like that. But yeah, I am 100% probably going to hang up the first-person shooter Call of Duty cleats, if you will, for the next month.
Now let me ask you
I'm
this.
gonna
Andy.
give it a couple months off myself.
Would
Well.
it be because you had Mad Dog 2020s while you're trying to play, and that's why you couldn't shoot anybody because you were spinning in circles, staring at the ceiling?
First of all, no. I shoot.
Debatable.
You just shoot the middle one. So if you see like 2 or 3 of
the
them,
middle.
you just shoot the middle one. So when he runs, you just like it's probably somewhere around there.
Wow.
I spent a lot of time.
And I mean,
playing by
when I
myself.
turn my aim assist on, it locks onto him. So
aimbot, you got your aimbot.
my aimbot.
Yeah. Drake.
No, yeah, I'm 100% gonna hang those up. I'm actually
Oh, you're
really
still going. Got it.
really looking forward to Forza. I really want to play Forza. So I'm gonna get the wheel out and start practicing on that. What are you doing,
Forza?
motherfucker? How are you? What are you doing this week?
What?
Hipermynd.
No.
Oh. Well,
We
yep.
both respond to that after this weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
After this weekend, motherfucker. Oh, what?
Yeah. Don't be a beep.
Yeah. In what universe, bro?
Right.
Marvel. I love Marvel.
Universe.
Great. All right.
I'm actually like just scrolling through all these games I have in my library, and I'm looking for a good campaign to get into, and I don't know which one to do. So
Tales
that's what?
Tales of Arise.
No, already in my library.
Oh.
I have a I have like
Jesus. There's probably 400 games.
I know.
between my Epic library, by the way,
backlog
because
is
they
so
keep
bad.
giving stuff away, it has easily become my biggest game library. So I've got that. There's my Epic library, Steam, and Game Pass, and there's so much. Ooh, Hades! I want to play Hades.
Yeah.
I haven't played Hades yet, and that looks really, really good. I want to get into that. I've been really thinking about loading Cyberpunk back up.
I've been on that. We were talking about that all weekend, dude.
And then we were in the comic shop, and I saw the statues, and then I saw the comic books and all the stuff, and it like kind of reignited my Cyberpunk passion there. Yep. I mean, more than it already is. So I'm really thinking about that. I know we're talking about doing some Grand Theft Auto Heights, the Heists, because they've got a whole bunch of new ones since the last time I played it. I haven't played it since, I mean, what was it, when they brought the casino out?
Yeah, it's been a long.
I haven't even played that yet, so there's a lot that I want to do there, and then I'm very excited to get back into some FIFA. I really want to get FIFA back up and running because that used to be my go-to game. So
it's a good game too.
And Destiny also.
You both got to get it back
if I have time. That. But now that it's on PC and I can run around like an idiot, it'll be great.
Yeah, it is nice.
So that's what I'm looking forward to.
I've got it loaded up too. Just got to press that play button, I guess.
On what?
Yep.
On PC.
Destiny?
On Destiny?
Destiny, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I updated it yesterday, so that could be fun.
Cute. Little kindergartens growing up.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Drake? Tales of Arise for you? For the next 65 hours?
So, no, I actually have a pretty busy week this week with content, actually, and I'm actually really excited. So today, and I don't know if I've even told you this, I actually just partnered up with New World, the Amazon game. I am now part of their partner content creator program. And so I'm actually going to be playing New World, which I'm very excited because the integration system for Twitch streamers is pretty fantastic. So I'm going to be playing that with the community. Obviously, Tales of Arise. I'm going to be playing that a lot this weekend. And also, something else that kind of came on my radar that I totally forgot about. So when I bought my PS5 back in November, it's been kind of sitting there collecting dust. Other than Miles Morales, and when I played Returnal, I haven't really played on it much. But Godfall was one of those big games that came out, and there wasn't a lot of hype behind it, but everybody was excited about it. And it was basically a hack and slash looter shooter Destiny type game. And it was multiplayer. You could play with friends, whatever. The problem is you could only play with PS5 people and nobody could get a PS5. So I didn't really play it because I didn't want to play the game by myself. Well, they just came out with the PS4 version and now it's cross-plat between PS4 and PS5. Oh. So I am going to boot that up and actually play it with some members of my community this weekend. So that's really exciting because the game is really beautiful. I did play it for probably about 7 hours. The story was pretty complex and they had a DLC, didn't even know. So I got a lot of content in that. So I've got a pretty busy week. I've got between the three. New World is going to be active for about 5 to 6 days. And then we're Godfall and then Tales of Arise. So between the three, that's a lot this week. And then Destiny in there too, sprinkled.
Is Godfall crossplay with PC too?
I don't know, but I know it's on PC.
It's in the Epic Store.
Yeah, I don't know, but it is really amazing, dude. It is really good. If you guys want to play a really good game, I was truly enjoying it. What I did play, it sucked playing by myself. I hated playing by myself. It's one of those games like Destiny where it's just better playing with friends.
I hear you.
That's true.
So that's basically my lineup. Circus, what are you up to this week? What's your game lineup?
Probably I've been replaying God of War.
Nice.
As I mentioned earlier. So continue on that, doing a lot of the side quests and the different realms and things like that. Not this coming week, but the following week. So like 2 weeks from Saturday, I will be doing a 12-hour charity stream for a nonprofit that I found on Twitch that they go, one of them's a nurse that works with kids with cancer. So their whole thing is they provide video games and consoles for hospitals for kids that have cancer. So I'm going to be doing a 12-hour stream to try to raise some money for them. So
when is that?
September 25th.
Okay.
Good to know. We'll mark that down and help you out with that as well.
Yeah, we'll get in there.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Sweet.
Cool, man. Well,
so what is this? Episode 7,
5,
6, 4, 5?
5.
What are we on? It's going by quick. I don't even know what episode we're on anymore because we're just grinding through these and I love it.
It's great.
Yeah.
Once you're on a weekly schedule, time flies.
Yeah, it is definitely true.
Yeah.
Pretty great.
Circus,
It was like our when
Oh
the
yeah,
last
thanks
day
for
of
the
PAX.
invite.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. It was good having you. It was nice to hear your feedback on PAX too. It was
Yeah.
good to get
I think
that.
it's the most you talked all weekend. I like it.
Hey, I couldn't get it worded between you and Josh.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's true.
Snap. Shots fired.
All right. We'll see you guys next week.
Yep. Here we go.
Bye.
Next week.
Bye. Next week.
Bye.
Bye.